Yeah, but he's gonna be in the picture too.
You're
So
gonna be on TV.
yeah, he doesn't.
No, olvídate, basta. Mira, tú pidas lo tuyo.
Let's go more this way.
Okay, Alex, go.
Listo?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Lama Podcast,
Wait a
number
minute.
one podcast. Yes.
Are you
What is
recording already?
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
it's been recording for a couple minutes.
Oh man, that's not right.
It's
Okay,
not
go
right.
ahead, go ahead.
You didn't know?
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Lama Podcast, number one podcast in the world, named the Lama Podcast. I'm joined today with, you want to let everybody know?
Rafael,
Rafael and...
Who is Rafael?
Yeah, who is Rafael?
I'm just a visitor here,
You know.
straight from Chicago.
Straight from Chicago. At first, it sounded like an alien, just a visitor. But Rafael
He's-
here, he came here today because...
Not to, well, today is.
Well, what? Va, okay, what say?
No, he's Sandra's husband.
Yeah, Sandra's
Sandra,
husband.
remember I told
Look,
everybody in the
Tell
Lama
everybody.
boat.
Put it,
I
put
told
it-
everybody in
we
the
don't
Lama
need a director
podcast,
here.
the Lama's mamas,
We-
that my cousin was coming.
What's
So
that?
this is
that
Rafa
a
and my
different
cousin.
podcast?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have a
that's
different
hers.
one. I have a Spanish one.
Also,
So
I
if you
have a
listen to
different
my mom's
podcast.
podcast, you already know.
okay, but we don't need any no narrators here, right?
No,
we
but
don't
I
need
need
that,
me,
right?
right?
I don't think so. Ay, cuando quieres joder, ma, go
Next,
ahead, I guess.
tomorrow I think in late I'm gonna do the Lama's mamas with Sandra.
Yeah.
We are
I'll
preparing
tell
to sing.
Ticos, I'll tell Ticos to get it ready
We
for
are
you.
preparing. We're
Is that,
singing.
how does that? Lama
Lama's
Mama?
mamas.
Lava Mama?
Lamas. His show is Lamas. Mine is
the
Lama's
Lama
mamas.
Podcast, Yeah.
Lava Mamas.
Lamas
Lama
mamas.
Mamas Lamas.
Lamas mamás. Las mamás de las lamas.
Yeah.
Ah, over that
It's
little boy over there
confusing.
don't
Okay.
know Spanish.
Okay.
He doesn't know Spanish.
Lamas, your mamas. Okay.
Lamas
Let's
mamas.
do this.
Yeah.
Okay,
but-
keep going, honey. So,
Okay. Rafa, the reason we're here mainly is because Rafa has a lot of knowledge about cryptocurrency.
yeah, and people been
Oh,
asking
slow
us.
down.
Okay.
Not a lot of knowledge.
Not
But you have
more
some
than
knowledge.
average person.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I've been trading Bitcoin.
TV.
Well, I started actually in Bitcoin in 2017. I would recommend for everybody to read the Bitcoin white paper to understand what cryptocurrency is. I believe there's a lot of great things that could come out of the digital space. As far as, here's the thing, Bitcoin can be tracked. So when they say Bitcoin is used for nefarious things, don't believe that, right? They're just trying to slow the motion of Bitcoin down. They're trying to stop it and slow it down because they don't want this to explode. So they're trying to put the brakes on it, control everything. That's what the government does. Sorry, but that's what they do.
So, what would you recommend people to do? Like get some crypto.
And this is my son, right?
Yes,
Look over
Rafita.
there.
Rafita.
Rafael.
That little boy don't know how to
Okay,
behave.
so yeah.
So, and I think the thing that, like you're saying, some people say it might be used for nefarious reasons, but
There's
that
something
it
there in the
can't be
TV.
tracked. That's fine. It's still recording.
Okay.
But I think one thing, like you said, that everything you can track because everything's on the blockchain.
That is correct.
And could you, like, for somebody that's like brand new to this, they don't understand anything of the lingo, like how would you explain what the blockchain is?
The blockchain is like a ledger. So it's a ledger and it tracks all your transactions on the blockchain. So when you make a transaction on the blockchain, it's seen, it's public. You don't hide it. You can hide it through let's say privacy coins, but I believe the government wants to crack down on that also because they can't see it. So right now, mostly everything is trackable on the blockchain, right? There's an address is tied to everything. If they can tie an address to you, that's how they tie you to the address, right? That's how they can say, hey, we know that this person has it because we have their computer, their devices. We know they're doing transactions on their device because we have their address.
Yeah.
So it's very trackable.
Yeah.
The
So-
government acts like, oh, we can't track it. We don't know what's going on. They know what's going on.
Yeah. And the one thing that, like, I heard this, like, said, and I feel like, I feel personally that it's kind of it makes sense. Tell me if it does for you too, if that's like a good thing to say, that it's kind of like everyone can see your bank statement, sort of. Like, they see like what's coming in, what's coming out. Like you said, if they know what your wallet is,
Right.
then they can see everything that goes in, that goes out, because it's something that's public
Right.
for everyone to see.
Right. Is right. Every address is on the blockchain. So if you, let's say if it was Ethereum, right? You can go on Ethereum scan, put in the address, and all your transaction history will come up on the Ethereum scan.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's very trackable.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's the basic thing about the blockchain. Everything is as you say, on a ledger. It's there for public to see. Did you know that, Ma?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's there. Everybody can see everything that you do, like what
No,
you
I didn't
send,
know.
what you receive to your accounts, and that's what a lot of. Have you seen?
Like no privacy
Like
or what?
we were
That
talking
sounds
about.
weird.
No, well, it's for. It's so that there's not a lot of illegal activity. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's good for that, because have you seen a lot of people? I've seen this like on YouTube. A lot of people doing rug pulls on their NFTs or their things like that,
Yeah.
and they see that all of a sudden these whales that they bought in and then they sold all of their stuff right before everything crashed, you know, and they're able to kind of expose people scamming because they can see that, you know, oh, this guy said he didn't sell, or he said he was buying when actually he was selling off everything, you
Right.
know.
So the address, if you can tie the address to a whale, or you like, there are addresses known by whales. Like Mark Cuban, his address is trackable, so you can see all his transactions and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, it's still not. It's public, right? But it's not like if your address is tied to your name, your social security number, none of that
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Oh,
So it's just an address,
makes sense.
right?
Yes.
It's just an address.
It's like a username, like on a profile sort of.
Yeah, I mean, kind of more like a profile, right? Because you don't even know the name.
Yeah.
So, hey, you know, there's a profile 4589, but we don't know who it is.
Yeah.
So it just, you can track what's going on, but you really don't know the owner of the wallet unless they're trying to find you. I'm pretty sure they can, if they get enough information, they can tie a wallet to a person.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I tell people, you know, before I should have invested in Bitcoin in 2009, and I was more like a spectator because of the government, right? I'm not gonna say the government's nefarious, but they will slow things down when they don't like it. I would say they'll give you some disinformation about cryptocurrency, right? Because what the congressmen and women don't know is they don't know how cryptocurrency works. So they're just whoever's in the
What do you mean,
background.
women's?
Huh?
What do you mean, women's don't know?
No, I'm saying
The men and women of Congress,
Oh,
like
yeah, the men
government.
and women of Congress. They don't really know. It's so new. They really don't know how to treat it, right? So they kind of treat it like an asset right now. So, you know, like property. So it's like,
So what they're afraid of? What are they afraid of?
I don't think they're afraid of anything. I just think what they're trying to do is, the people are trying to, their people, they're trying to get their people in at the best price now. Now that everything is like uncovered, everybody knows Bitcoin is not going anywhere. Most of the actually like the top two cryptocurrencies right now, I say they're pretty safe because the government already deemed them not to be securities, right? That's Bitcoin and Ethereum so far. So we don't know what else is happening yet. They've made 50 laws, but they're all in Congress now. So are they good, bad? I'm not really sure yet. I haven't looked too much into the laws yet.
And then
Well.
here's a question I have, and that I think other people might have, of the confusing that might be getting into crypto, how it works, for somebody that is interested. As we already kind of broke down, that is not something that's, you know, sketchy really. It's like, you know, it's pretty simple.
Trustful.
You know, it's like,
okay.
yeah,
you can trust it.
Yeah, like there's a
Okay.
way to do it. It's not something like illegal because the government's, you know, taking part of it as well.
Right.
But if somebody that's scared to do it and does it, scared of like all the things that entail with it. But then-
Mátate.
I know, I almost killed myself. But all the things that like a part of it. How do they get started in buying crypto? How do they, and what are your recommendations? Again, there's not financial advice, right?
Yeah,
but
we don't give financial advice here, right?
Yeah.
No, because
You play at your own risk. So this is not financial advice.
But
I'm
just a
not
little
a-
talk about it because people been asking us, and I said we're gonna have somebody
definitely.
that really
I'll
knows.
answer whatever I can, but we don't give financial advice. I'm not gonna tell you to buy anything. I'll tell you what I'm doing. Right, I'm buying when I think it's time to buy. I'll buy.
And how do you know when it's time to buy?
Right now, you follow. I follow different. See, people think that you need to learn how to do a chart, but there are a lot of different people. You just got to find the right people that do charting, that kind of give you good information on the charts themselves. So not everybody's spot on because crypto's is a very volatile asset class. So it's very volatile. I would say there's a few people. Maybe we can put some of the people in the link in the
Yeah,
video.
like put
Yeah.
some names that people
we
can just
put
follow.
some names out there for you guys. To just listen to the information, listen to what they're telling you about the chart. How it moves up and down, what they expect to happen next, that type of stuff. So, the best thing I can say if you're new and you want to get involved, I would say Coinbase is the best to use because it's the easiest to use, right? So when people see you can pull up, let's say, KuCoin or something like that. Once you pull it up, you're gonna be like, or Coinbase Pro. Once you pull it up, cause it's Pro, you're gonna see charts. You're gonna see, lines. You're gonna see all kind of graphs and stuff. So if you don't know about crypto and you're new,
all of this is like the exchanges, right? To
Yeah.
where you can buy.
right?
Yeah.
So all of it, right? Coinbase is an exchange. It's United States based, so you can create an account. You can set up your bank account or your debit card. I believe. I think they still accept that. And you could get started trading. So I tell people when they're new, don't go all in. Right. My first move was Bitcoin because, like I said, that's the most known cryptocurrency out there.
When did you got Bitcoin?
In 2017, I bought Bitcoin.
Oh, 2017.
How
much was it?
And listen to this. You're gonna do what I did, because, I'm gonna try to tell you not to do it because I think everybody does it when they get involved. When I got involved, it was December 2017 or November of 2017, and I kind of bought the top. So I bought the top, and I got discouraged when I bought the top. Right, I didn't do enough research. I didn't get into it deep enough. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to sell everything that I got. I'm going to take the loss. This was probably like after it topped out at 20K and it just started coming down and going down, down, down. And I sold at a loss, right? I think everybody does that that's new. They get so discouraged.
Yeah.
So I got to tell you this. You want to stick it out, right?
So how did I know? Like, when is the best time to buy?
Well,
How would they know?
You always want to buy low, right? But when is low?
Yes, when
right?
is low.
So I don't know. Like the people that I look at chart wise, I believe, to me, from what I see, I think between 10 and 15,000 is going to be the low for
Okay.
Bitcoin.
A good time to buy then.
Is a good time to buy.
10 to 15,
right?
okay.
It may not go under 20,000. So, like I said, people are going to give you information. You kind of got to make a decision. You want to get in at 20,000, and if it doesn't go lower than 20,000, then you missed the boat on Bitcoin, right? I'll tell you this: when I sold my Bitcoin, I never got back into Bitcoin. Never got back into Bitcoin because I could make money in Bitcoin, right? If right now, let's say at $30,000, Bitcoin does a 5x. It's $150,000. I don't see $150,000 at least within the next few years. Maybe 5 years from now, maybe 3 years from now. It all depends on what's happening. So if we put it into perspective, right? The market in general, like the stock market, S&P 500, everything is down. Everything is down, and we don't know what's going to happen. We have this war going on, and we have, shortages going on.
Inflation.
There's still shipping problems. So, I mean,
It's a mess.
yeah, it's a mess right now. So let's say if you got in, maybe the market doesn't pump for a year, 2 years, maybe 3, maybe 4. Who knows, right? But I think you got to have conviction when you deal with cryptocurrency. That's the bottom line. If you don't have any conviction, weekends get washed out. So that means, you might buy high And when it goes low, you might just sell because now you're
So you lose
discouraged.
then.
Right. So a lot of people take a loss and then they never come back. I think it's a mistake. And I think when you learn the game, you just gotta you gotta say time is on my side. So you just don't think about, you know, hey man, is it gonna hit $100,000 next year? Let me start putting in money. Think about, okay, we're at a bottom, right? The market is going sideways. I'm gonna put in a little. Every week I'll put in a little bit of money, 50, $100, whatever, right? Whatever you can afford. I always say don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? Meaning like I have a safety net, right? Because of my job and my 401k. And then I have a portion for cryptocurrency. So I don't go all in on one thing. So you diversify a little bit, right? I mean, that's the best I could tell you. You don't want to stay everything in one little thing, because if that one thing never takes off or never does anything and you miss the boat somewhere else, it'd be bad, right?
What happened today? Remember you were telling me something today that you didn't buy it last night. What?
Oh, there was a new cryptocurrency, and I kind of want to stick to my guns. I said I'm not going to buy anything because I know it's a bear market. And for me, the bear market started right after Bitcoin topped out at 69,000. I did a double top. First it hit 64. Then I think it was a week or a few days later, it hit 69 and then down since then. So we've been in a bear market, for me, in my eyes, since November. So when the market comes back, I don't know. But when I feel like it's at the bottom, I start to put in a little bit of money.
That's what happened last night?
Well, no, because I didn't
You
put
didn't.
nothing in, right? Because I'm trying to... I know it's not the time to invest
Stick
because
to
we
the
can
guns.
still see another leg down, and it could be pretty bad. So that's why... And right now, the interest rates are going up, and I
Okay.
don't think they're going to stop going up for
So
a while.
let's go back to, okay, you buy at 14. Let's say that Bitcoin goes down to 14. And then when you sell, when do you sell?
When do you sell?
What number you have to see to sell back? Okay, you
Wait.
buy at 14.
Okay.
So when is the top? And then you say, oh, I'm going to sell right now.
Oh, I'm going to tell you like this. You ain't never going to time the top.
Oh,
Ever.
okay.
Ever.
So when will you sell? What number you have to
So
see?
you got to feel comfortable.
Okay, you buy it at 14. And when? What number
If
you
I
say,
buy
oh,
it
you
at
know what I'm
14
buying?
and I think Bitcoin's going to 100K, maybe I'm selling all at 100K, or maybe I'm just selling half. Right? Maybe it goes up more. I don't know. Even if it went up to 80, you got to start thinking seriously. When it hits its all-time high was 69, if it gets close to its all-time high again, you got to start
So 69 is the highest it's been?
the highest it's been,
Ever.
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And always.
So you see 69 again, sell.
Well, I say sell a portion, right? You got to learn how to take profits in cryptocurrency. If you don't take profits, and I know people that bought Dogecoin
Yes,
and had
me.
like $300,000 in Dogecoin,
Me.
right? And this was at the top. And I'm I'm trying to tell people, right? I had a friend that had like $100,000 in Dogecoin. I'm trying to tell them, when Elon Musk takes the stage, before he does that, sell. You don't have to sell it all, but sell something.
Save something. Save your
Because
life.
what I've noticed in cryptocurrency is, it seems like the better the news is, the market goes down. It's weird because you're thinking, okay, man, this is great for cryptocurrency. Oh, Fidelity's gonna start accepting Bitcoin as an investment. Fidelity, that's like one of the biggest,
Investment banks.
yeah, that's one of the biggest banks that do investments that you
So
can
they-
get into, right? So
that good news will give what?
you're thinking, man, this is gonna pump the market.
Yeah, I would think
or
so
maybe
too.
something else is gonna pump the market, right? There's a lot of people getting in right now. A lot of businesses are getting in. You're thinking it's pumping the market, and it's doing the opposite, right? The market is still going down. All
So
this
right
good
now
news.
it's just good time to buy because it's down.
No,
Oh my.
no,
So what do you mean when it's down you have to buy?
right? But we're not. I don't think we're there yet.
Oh my God. So we're gonna go lower?
I think right now Bitcoin is sitting at what, about 29, 30K at
I think
this
it was this
moment?
morning. Yes.
I'm not
So
really
then-
sure, but like I said, I'm not buying anything until I see another leg down. And when I see another leg down, I already have what cryptos I want to invest in.
What are you
All I got-
investing on?
What am I investing in?
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have brought my list in here. Depending on where the market goes for the top two, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? So if let's say Bitcoin topped out at, went down to like 10K, 10,300, whatever. So right now it's at 30,554. To me, if it goes down to 10K, that means Ethereum is probably like $400,
Yeah.
maybe $300, right? So I'll probably won't go too hard into the lower cryptos because I still feel like regulation is coming, but I want to really stack up on Ethereum because I still think that that's still one of the best cryptos to invest in, right? I'm not going to say it's the safest because nothing is safe in this space.
But something
know,
you can trust.
Right.
You trust.
It's something that's been around for,
Ethereum?
since 2017, I believe. So it's been around for a while and I feel comfortable with it. So I'm going to invest in it, right?
Okay.
Now, if it goes down to $200-300, yeah, I'm gonna go hard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go hard. Ethereum went down 95%.
Wow.
So it went all the way down to $80. Bitcoin went all the way down to $3,000 in the last cycle, and I was begging people to buy Bitcoin at $3,000, right?
When was 2000?
What was that? Before the cycle started, it was back in
12?
Oh no, it was like in I think it was like here. Hold on, I think it was like in 2020 or 20. Hold on, let me see if I could pull it up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Right. Imagine 3,000 right now, 30,000. Just
Years. Okay. So
do you have like a page or somewhere where people can see maybe what you're
Yeah.
doing and they can just kind of
it was in
like
2020.
imitate? Okay, 2020.
2020. Yeah.
It went 3,000.
It was $3,000 in 2020. I believe Ethereum hit $80. Just imagine, right? And I'm stupid because I could have been a millionaire probably 3 times, and I never went hard in anything, right? Not only because I have my family, my car payment, my mortgage.
Yeah, you cannot just go crazy.
I just
with it.
can't go crazy, right? I got loans. I got a lot of stuff going on. But I mean, the first time when I sold, when I looked back at all the stuff that I had, I could have made $1 million. And I took a big loss,
Oh my.
right? So I took a big, I don't remember the number, but I took a big loss. And that's when I learned. I said, you know what? I made a big mistake selling. And I should have never sold. I should have just held on and just wrote it out. But I didn't know about it, right?
But
I
now
was
you
still
know a
in-
lot better, so
Right. I
maybe
was-
this time you will be able to.
Well, I know what I'm doing now. Personally,
Yes.
I know what I'm doing now. So I want to be able to really go hard if there's opportunity to do so. Right? So
And then another thing I was gonna say, we talked a lot about. I feel like everybody's heard about Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? And
And
like
Doggy?
you say, they're probably the most trusted ones to get into. And when everything's going to crap, it's probably like the best ones that if you're gonna be throwing money in somewhere, it's probably the best ones to like have a safe investment in.
right.
But
I would never hold on. I would never say it's safe,
Safe.
right?
Yeah,
I just finished saying that
Yeah.
Ethereum went down 93 or
Five.
95%.
yeah,
Wow.
So if you can stomach that,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's just like a game. You might just win, you might lose. You
Right.
never know
you wanna
when you're
think
gonna
like that,
be
yeah.
able to get and what's
It's
gonna
better
go.
than the lottery, that's for sure, right?
Yeah.
Because
Oh yeah, because you play
Yeah.
the lottery, you lose, and
most
you
of
don't
the
have
time
not a
you're
penny.
losing.
Yes.
Most of the time
And
you're losing.
they give you the numbers, and you already lost. Okay, go home and buy another one.
Right.
Right now, even if you lose, you can still have your money there.
Right.
So if it goes up, you never lost that.
Right. Just look at it like this. When you make an investment, say, this is the
Mm-hmm.
money I could lose. No problem.
Yes, you don't
Right.
need it for
Easy
rent.
on.
You don't need it for
You
food.
don't
It's
need
money
it.
you can
Exactly.
put there.
Exactly.
Instead of drinking
Exactly.
monsters or whatever, just go ahead
Right.
and buy some.
So
Giovanni.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah,
like
Giovanni,
you
listen.
wanna if you wanna throw money away, you throw it into an investment that's high risk, right? If you're young, especially I say to the young people, you take more risk when you're young. You don't take as much risk when you're old. That's just the
yeah,
bottom
you have
line,
more responsibilities.
right? So
You can't.
right, you can't turn back the hands of time, so to
Mhm.
say, right? When you get older, so you want to make sure if you're taking any risk, you're still young that you can recover from, right? There's people that I taught in crypto that made over $1 million, and they were young, and I would tell them, "Whoa, you're gonna do what? I'm going all in. I'm gonna put all this money that I have. I'm just gonna go. Hey, man, you might want to think twice of that. That's because I'm older, right?
And you already learned the hard way.
Right.
'Cause
So
the first time you just lost something.
but I never. Hey, when that person told me that, I said, "Man, good luck. I'm here for you, right? I'm your. I taught you, how the game works, and you're gonna play
And
the
how'd
game."
that work for him?
Well, I think he made over $2 million, right? But in order to make that kind of money,
You risk a lot.
right? So you're talking about putting in over $100,000, right? So if a project goes 10x, it's $1 million, right? Don't forget you got to pay a lot of taxes. So if it's a short-term investment, I think it can be as high as 37%. Long-term capital gains, I think, is 10 or 15%, right around there. I guess it depends on your family situation too, how you file. So there's a lot of different things. There's a lot of stuff to learn in crypto. People think that they make money and they don't got to pay taxes. You got to pay taxes.
But you only pay taxes when you want to get your money back.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct, right? If you put your money in and you never sell anything,
You're
just holding.
Uh-huh.
You're not paying taxes. So if you're holding more than a year, you pay the lowest tax. You're in the lowest taxes at 10%, between 10 and 15%. Like I said, it depends on your family situation, how you file. It all makes a difference.
Yeah. So for somebody that wants to get into it and they want to maybe play around with taking more risks, what are the ways that they can do that? Remember how we were talking about some other like altcoins and things like that? Like,
right.
Well, what should they be looking for? And if somebody is willing to take more risk and they want to look for that, what are the things that they should be looking for?
Well, you're probably if you're looking for higher risk, you're definitely not looking in the top 25 coins, right? So you're looking further down in the market. The further down, the higher the risk. So if you can find some good tokens like 100, 200, 300 spots down, 400 spots down, 500, 600, 700, 800 spots down, then usually if they happen to be blow up and they get real big and they have a big run, usually that's where you're gonna make your money at. Yeah.
So looking for those that have the potential to go up.
Right.
So what about doggy?
If you're doing high risk, you want the highest reward, right? High risk, high reward. I'm talking about 10. I'm talking about 10, 20, 30, 40, 50x, 100x. Those are hard to find. They're not easy. Sometimes 100x can go to 100x, but come right back down. So if you're asleep, because Bitcoin trades 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no holidays off, and you're asleep when that happens, you might miss that 100x.
Yeah, that opportunity.
Yeah, that opportunity may pass.
What do you mean with 100x?
sleep.
It goes to 100?
100, no, like 100 times what you bought it at.
Oh, what you bought it at?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then it's good to sell then when you got 100.
Yeah, if you're awake.
If you're awake. So mostly happen in the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get up in the morning and find out what happened.
There's a lot of stuff going on late at night for sure.
So I bet people stay awake all
2,
night.
3
just
o'clock
to-
in the morning. I mean, those serious guys, serious traders and stuff. Yeah, they're probably.
Do you
up
buy
a
any
lot.
doggy coins?
I don't buy shit coins.
Ah. You okay?
Because I know they're very high risk, but it's like I try to put money into projects that are trying to build utility, trying to build something that works in the blockchain. May work for a company, something like that. But
Now, when you say utility, what's an example of something like with utility?
Like Ethereum?
And like maybe if somebody might not understand what that means, like what is it that you mean with utility, and what's like an example of that?
I could give you an example. Like let's say you have medical files, right? You want to keep your medical files private, right? There's a way to do it. You can do it through the blockchain.
Okay.
So that would be like a way, because the blockchain is pretty secure. It depends on how you're using a blockchain, right? I mean, how cheap the blockchain is. You know, security is a big thing. So, I mean, you hear of these hacks and stuff and people losing all their money and
Can they hack
crypto's
your?
going to zero and stuff. It does happen.
Can they hack your account?
Yeah, if you are not careful, you can get hacked, and it can be straight from Coinbase, and not Coinbase itself, but let's say
Somebody-
an email that happened to look just like the Coinbase email, right? I know you guys seen it. I get PayPal
Oh,
scams
yes,
every
all
day,
the time. Yes.
Yeah.
right? So I mean, they're out there, and I say when you're not sure, you
Or
go
something.
directly to the source, right? You don't go to the link in a
That they
email
send
that
you.
they sent you, right? You want to go directly to the source. So go to Coinbase. They have customer support. Even on Twitter, they have customer support. They have Coinbase customer support at Coinbase, something like that. Anyways, I'm not here to give them publicity.
Publicity, no. They left.
But I had a question about the cold wallet when you do it in cold storage, like on a ledger. From how is it that you access? Because you get a wallet address for that wallet, right? So you can send everything into the cold storage, right?
Right.
But then, how are you able to move that out? And like, you know, if you wanted to sell some of those, so like, say you have a few of whatever coin, right?
Mhm.
And then, you know, like you said, like my mom says, like Rafita, he's like, okay, I want to sell like two of my Bitcoin because they're worth $1 million each now, and I want to sell 2 of my Bitcoin.
Right.
I have 20 in here. I want to sell 2.
Imagine that.
You know, like how do you do that? Like how do you move it out of there and
How
sell
do you
it?
sell to?
Yeah. Well, Ledger itself has their own platform.
Oh.
I believe it's called Ledger Live. Right.
Oh, okay. So you could have like an account.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So
makes sense.
that your address and stuff, once you open up Ledger Live, you log into it, put in your password and all that stuff, and all your addresses will be there, or you can create addresses through Ledger Live.
So my question would be like, I know it's cold storage because you put it on there, right? But like you're saying, there's like an account that you sign into. Like immediately, I just go like, well, can't that just get hacked, you know, or like lost, or is it
no,
like
because you need to put in your password, your PIN.
the 12-word phrase?
No,
Oh,
your
okay.
PIN, whatever your PIN is.
Okay,
Right.
so
So,
that's
it
different.
might be 4, 5, 6 digits, whatever it is. Right. Yeah.
Okay,
So
there's a lot of
phrase,
measures.
you can always recover your stuff, right?
yeah.
I don't know about too much. They have hacked Ledger itself before, right? Not Ledger the company, I believe. Ledger the company, I believe they had a phishing attack and they were hacked and stuff
Oh.
like that. And a bunch of people's email and addresses and stuff got compromised, right? So people were getting phishing attacks because they had the information out there.
Yeah.
So the list was out there on the internet for anybody to see it. So I don't know if it's still out there. It might be still out there because that's how people are. So it's just like that, right? So
Mhm.
people are always trying to see if they can hack. If they're a hacker, they're gonna try to see if they can get into something that's pretty secure, right?
Mhm.
Nothing's 100%. I don't think. You know, right now, as far as I know, I think there was one incident with Bitcoin in its earlier days where somebody was able to mint Bitcoin. You know, as many Bitcoin as they want. I think they reported the issue, and the issue was resolved. And I don't think
What is
nothing
what
has
is
ever
minting
happened.
again?
Huh?
What is minting again?
Minting is like when you're creating.
Oh, okay.
So if you're minting an NFT, right? It's like that's gonna be the first time you mint an NFT. So minting is buying it. You're buying it at like, let's say it's kind of like not a public sale, but maybe a whitelist sale or something like that. Minting, like you're minting a coin, like they're creating.
Oh, okay.
So
So it's like it'd be like when they invest like in companies before they go public. Would it kind of be like that?
well, I don't know, because there's like I said, for NFTs and the coin itself, they're different.
Yeah.
I don't want to give
Compare.
you too much of that information because I don't think it's for what we're doing is not really relevant right now.
Yeah.
And it's more technical, and I don't want to give you the wrong information.
Yeah.
I may say wrong information, not purposely, right? I'm not trying to mislead anybody.
But you're telling
Because
us
this
what you
isn't
know.
financial
No, it's
financial
not.
advice.
But people ask a lot about that. So we talk about it, and they always said, oh, how much money you need to start?
Yeah. Oh, you can start with $10.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to like put thousands of dollars in at one time. I believe they have you can actually set it to take out $10 a week or $50 a week.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, you can set it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can set it to take out however much you want taken out.
Then how
weekly
did they
or
know where
monthly.
to go? Like you're gonna go to with everything you
To
have?
bank.
You would set that up. No, not to the bank. You would set that up on like Coinbase.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
No,
you
but
would
with
set,
Coinbase, you link your bank.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
no,
that's
yes,
linked
I know, I
together.
understand that. But let's say they said my $10. Where my $10 going to? Which
Oh,
coin?
you pick, right? You get to pick.
Oh, you pick?
yeah, you whatever coin you want to, right? If it was Bitcoin or whatever it is, I mean, you can choose to put $10 to that token. You know,
Is-
every week, every month, however you want to do it. Yeah.
And then I had one, like for me, one last question about it, and this might be more technical because we've been talking about it, you and I, more. But we were talking the other day about staking, right? And
Yeah.
could you kind of explain to the people what it is, the benefits of it, and what are like some examples of coins that you can do that with?
Okay, yo, definitely. So staking is like a form of getting interest on your. Let's say if you opened a bank account, right, and you wanted to put $1,000 in savings, and they're gonna pay you, the bank is gonna pay you 0.0001%, right, interest. So you'll get, I don't know if it'd be monthly, however they do it, APY yearly. You'll get a percentage. That percentage, maybe monthly, yearly, however it is. The same thing with staking now. Staking is more lucrative in cryptocurrency because it's newer, and they're really trying to onboard people into cryptocurrency. And one that I'll mention that I think is a great coin, and I believe it has it'll be around in the next 5 years, and I think it's a solid project, is Cosmos.
Cosmos.
Right. So let's say if you wanted to stake, I'm gonna give you something simple. If you wanted to stake Cosmos, you can do it directly through Coinbase. Right. So they might pay out 5% APY. I think it's weekly or every epoch.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be weekly, might be monthly. I think it's weekly though. So you get paid out. So you're paid out interest on the money you leave sitting in there. So it's not, your money's not doing nothing. It's making you money on top of that, right? More than a bank would, and that's why the banks are pretty upset with everything right now.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get that interest rate stopped. They're trying to make people pay less interest, right? You can see it with the lawsuits, like BlockFi got sued for $100 million
Yeah.
for selling securities or something like that. And that happened to a few companies.
I had a BlockFi interest account,
Yeah.
a saving account.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
then
have
they
one too.
stopped. You couldn't add more.
Yeah,
So-
here's the kicker. I believe if you have $3 million in BlockFi, they'll give you a high APY, right?
Yeah.
Right. So only people with serious money can get good interest rates.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally, that's kind of how they're doing it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Through BlockFi, and I think what is that other one? Crypto.com.
Yeah, crypto.
I think they cut their staking rewards too. So they didn't take it out, but they cut the staking rewards back.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they're coming after a lot of these platforms just because of staking. Staking, where you can earn interest on your cryptocurrency while it's sitting there for maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, who knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I love 5% on my money,
Yeah.
right?
My
Let's
dear.
say if my money's sitting there for a year, 2 years, 3 years, man,
They
I'm,
pay
I'm
monthly
making
even,
good.
yeah,
Yeah, and
yes.
it's paid out like
And
monthly.
yeah.
So,
and if
I
it's
mean,
paid out
there's-
weekly, if
There's
it's that-
different payouts, right? Weekly, monthly, might be annually. Mainly, it's like weekly. Some of them do daily. I mean, there's a bunch of different things out there right now. But crypto, I mean, you can get staking. Like I was getting staking on this coin called Osmosis, right? A friend turned me on to it, and the staking rewards when we first started was like 350%, I think.
Oh dang.
So you're making
Wow.
350% APY on your tokens,
Yeah.
and this is what they do to get people onboarded.
Yeah.
So they put out these beautiful rates, and you're like, oh man, I gotta get it. So you get in there and it goes down. It doesn't stay at 350%. It goes down because it's something that's not sustainable.
Yeah.
High interest rates are not sustainable.
It's
in
just
crypto.
for, like you say, onboarding.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of people are doing it more that way now. It's more onboarding, and then the interest rate goes down.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm telling you, why do you have $1,000 in a savings account and earning 0.0001%, and that's Chase, 1% on your savings? Well, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you?
And
save
they're
your
still
money?
charging you $6 a month for the account. So you're saving some money. They charge you $6, and plus they're gonna give you 0.1%. So
Like 100.
you're still not making a penny.
I think it all.
You're still losing
I think it all depends, right? On
on
like
how
I
much you
said,
have.
it's like depends on what account you have. So depending on the fees you're
Yeah.
paying. So, but at the end of the day, if I could take that same $1,000, and if you don't want to move it, you're like, oh, I don't want to get too crazy with it. I don't want to start taking my money and putting it on a hardware wallet. Just remember, exchanges get hacked all the time, right? Your money could be compromised in a hack. You could lose money. Usually, I think U.S. like Coinbase is pretty safe. I don't think the government's gonna allow you Coinbase to get hacked, right? All your money's gone and that's it. So I think they
Yeah.
will make Coinbase refund their customers the money. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's I'm telling you, $1,000, right? I'm gonna sit it in Cosmos. I'm making 5%, 5 to 7%, depending on what exchange you're using. I've seen some exchanges paying more than 5%, 5 or 7%. So it just depends on what exchange you use too.
Mhm.
So
All right.
Hmm.
Ma, do you have any other questions or?
Can you
things?
get your money out whenever you want it out?
you can get your money out whenever you want to get your money out,
Okay.
right? So when I buy, I try to buy. Now
From
that
nowhere.
I know, I don't get me wrong. Every now and then I'll still buy the top of a coin. It
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
You get the thing called FOMO, right? Fear of missing out, right? And then you just want to buy because you think it's gonna go crazy. Sometimes it happens. It goes up more. Sometimes it don't.
Uh-huh.
Right? I bought I bought a token called Kart Racing League. I put $600 in there, and I looked at my account the other day. I have $3.
Wow.
So it's very risky. That's why
Very
this is not
risky,
financial
yes.
advice, right? You play at your own risk. I say you study, right? If you want to get good at stuff, you gotta take a little time to go over stuff, right? You may want to look at social media. You may want to look at YouTube. You could learn a lot of stuff from YouTube,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you
Yes.
could learn. I learned crypto
Almost everything
through
yes.
YouTube.
Yeah.
At first, I learned about Bitcoin through Max Kaiser, the Bitcoin maximalist, right? He's probably the richest.
Remember, you're gonna give us
richest
names
man
or
on earth right
something
now.
people can follow, or
We're gonna see if we could
refer
add
to-
some stuff, some
yeah,
links.
some information people can just
some
go, maybe
information,
watch
yeah.
some.
Yeah. I'll tell you like this, right? A lot of the influencers, when they talk, and influencers are like the big guys on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
When they talk about a coin, usually what I do is I'll look at the coin and the video, and once I see the coin make the move up, I know it's just because of the video, right? So it's like if you
You're
got in
welcome.
first before that wave went up,
Yeah.
then you can cash out, right? But a lot of times, if you see a video, don't be like, oh, I gotta jump on
Go into it. Yeah.
it, right? Don't do that. I say on new coins too, be very careful on new coins, because the price you see today may not be the price tomorrow. So if you see, like I saw this one coin, I'm not gonna mention what coin it is, but it was like 80
Why not?
cents, and I was like, man, I'm gonna buy it. It just came out yesterday. I'm gonna buy it.
But you didn't do it,
And I didn't because I said, you know what? I got to start sticking to my guns.
and don't
It's a
buy.
bear market. I'll wait. I believe I can get in at the same price that I saw it at, or better, before. So I'm going to stick to my guns. I may be wrong, right? So sometimes you just
And
gotta.
what did you find out this morning?
Oh yeah, it went up, man. It
To
went
what?
up. It went up. It went up to like I think it was like two. It was like around $2.
Can you believe that?
So yeah, I mean, I could have made money, right? I was looking at it in my bed. I was like, about to go to sleep, and I'm like, should I put in? And I'm like, no, I don't want to put in. I don't, I
So
know.
you always have like money that you can play with, like money, safe money. You can still play if something comes.
Right.
out.
Oh, all my money's on the sideline right now. So I
Okay.
don't. Right now, I'm 50-50. Right. Like I have a bag of whatever I have, and then I have money on the side. So like I said, for me, I'm not ready to get back in the market yet. So, what I have is from what I bought a year, maybe 2 years back. So I'm just holding. And I'm crying too because it's going down. It's
Yeah.
It's
There's
hurting.
no.
right. So you got to be able to tolerate that. I'll tell you about one coin that a lot of people call a scam. It was called Hex, right? And my friend wanted to. We both put in on this coin, and he was like, "Let's put in like 5,000." I'm like, "Hey man, come on. I'm broke. I don't have that kind of money, man. What's wrong with you? I got bills, kids, and all this nonsense." So I was like, "Let's put 1,000 in there." So we go ahead. We put $1,000 in there. And I'm like, "Hey man," I call him up like, a month. I don't even think it was a month. Probably a few weeks later. Hey man, it's down 70%, man. You want to take out the $200 we got left?
Oh my God.
Right. I think it was like $300. So like $300.
It went down.
Hey, you want to take the $300 I have left?
Save
He's like,
something.
nah, let's. He said, we said we're gonna get in on it, and if it crash, it crash. Let's just leave it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you work it out. You do what you want. You do the trades. I'm gonna sit all in with you. If you want,
Watch it
if we
out,
go
huh?
to zero, we go to zero.
But
So
what happened? It goes zero. Just if you don't do nothing, it's still there, isn't it? If it goes
If it
up
doesn't
again.
go to zero, I mean, you just hope that it doesn't go below where you bought it from, right? So we bought a coin. It was that Hex coin. I think it was like 1/10 of a penny.
That's good.
So it went up to 54 cents.
Wow.
So here was this is another learning experience, right?
Yeah.
We had to lock our money to get 40% interest on the money
For the staking.
for the staking.
Remember how we explained that before? Yeah.
So you got to lock, and you can lock it for a day, a week, a month, a year, however long you want to lock it. Some people I've found out that some people like had their coins locked for like, I think 5-10 years.
Dang.
Wow.
So they're locked in it for a long time.
Yeah.
But he was like, my friend was like, hey, yeah, let's lock it for a year. I was like, okay, you're in control. Go ahead, let's lock it. So we locked it for a year. It unlocked. It was doing good, right? We went all the way from like almost like 80% down, I think, to like over like 10,000% up.
Wow.
Right? We were like way up, right? I mean, it
Wow.
went way up.
Mhm.
I mean, it went way up. So remember, we only put $1,000 in there. So he was like, hey, he calls me. He's like, hey, you wanna restake it? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, he's like, yeah, let's restake it for like, I don't know, maybe like 6 months. I was like, okay. Like when you think we should unlock it? He's like, we'll put it for September. I think it was September, October. October. This is what happened. We locked it till October because we were trying to time the market. So our money went all the way to $100,000.
Wow. The 1,000.
The $1,000, $100,000.
Okay.
And we were like, oh my God, man, this thing, is it going to keep going up? Right?
That's what it is.
So
You're
it
still waiting.
hit the high in September. I think it was like 54 cents. And man, did it start going down. Right? And guess what? We're locked. And we can't take the money out.
So you have to just see it losing.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So
I tell you, when you
we're
lock it,
bleeding.
stay
we
the
were,
number.
We were bleeding.
No,
Right?
no.
We're bleeding out money.
You lock your coins in so they can get the interest on it.
I
Yeah,
know, but
'cause-
if it's going down, you lock it down too.
Right, you're locked. So we just locked it too long.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it was just we left it. Imagine that, 1 month too long,
Oh
Yeah.
no.
right? So I mean, we cashed out. I think it was 23 cents.
Okay.
So almost like half, right? I mean, we make good money. We still
So
made.
you, how much you got? You
I
got
think-
1,000. How much you got back?
Oh, we got back. I don't want to talk numbers, but I'm gonna, as far as what we got back. But we remember what I said. We were like way over
100. Yes.
10,000, like
Uh-huh.
10,000x, right, or something like that. It was a really big number. It was definitely over. Remember, this is me and a friend of mine.
Yes.
So it was definitely way over what we put into it. So, do the math, right? We cashed out at 23 cents, fraction of a penny. We made good money.
Yeah.
We still made good, even though we were both sad because we,
You
Could've
guys
made a lot
didn't
more.
have a chance
oh
to
man, we could
cash
have
when
put
it was
in more
time.
money. We should have put in more money. We should have did this. We should have did that.
Cash out when it was big.
It's a learning experience, right? So when you're still learning stuff, and I believe in crypto, you're always learning stuff, right? So whether it's staking, when to take your money out, when to lock, all that stuff, you're learning. And a lot of, like Cosmos, if you're staking on on Coinbase, there's no lock.
There's no lock on
There's
there.
no lock, so you can sell right away. So to me, it's like
And why is it? Is it because that coin doesn't have a lock, or is it that Coinbase allows you to be able to do it without a lock?
Coinbase allows to take. I think more like because it's U.S. based, they can't just. I don't think they could just really lock your money. So I
Yeah.
think it's more like, hey, you can take your money. The interest you earned, you can keep it too, right? So I think they're probably more like they don't want to have to deal with lawsuits, regulations, and
Yeah.
so you just take your money, whatever whatever you sell, you get your money and whatever rewards you made.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
All right.
I mean you got good questions for sure.
I'm
so.
just remembering. Everybody asks me questions. I'm trying to see.
Yeah, try to
what other
remember
questions,
whatever
yeah.
questions.
Yeah, I feel like the main thing is most
How
people
much you can put on?
how much you can buy with, which is like
Can
we
you
said, like as
cash
little as like
out
$10.
anytime?
You can cash out anytime.
A lot of people ask me like, okay, you have some money. When are you planning to get it out? So when are you planning to get it out? What is your plan?
Oh, I don't have a plan when I'm cashing out,
Okay.
right? You gotta do what the market's giving you, right? So when you feel comfortable in cashing out, that's when you cash out. But like I was just said earlier, when you get to a certain point, right? Let's say you turned $1,000 into $5,000, for instance, right? Example. You better start taking profits, man. Take half that money off the table, right? Or if you're one of those cheap people, right, that don't like to lose money, but there's an investment opportunity, take whatever money it is, $100, $1,000, right? If you make $100 on top of your 100 or 1,000 on top of your 1,000, take that money off the table. Let it run with the house money, and not your money, but the house money. It's like a casino. You play with their money.
You get that?
Yeah, but I'm just thinking right now. Okay, let's say you put 1,000 and it becomes 2,000,
Put the mic to your mouth.
and then you get 1,000 out.
That's like
So
I
how
said.
that
That's
works?
if you're one of those people that you really don't want to lose any money, and you're like, you have an investment opportunity, and you're saying to yourself, you're saying, I want to play with house money. I don't want to play with my money, but I'm gonna put my money in to start the gambling, right? So you got to start somewhere. You put in the money. If you make, let's say if that goes up 1x, right? Now you just made 1x your money. You take that original money that you put in out and just leave that other money there.
Leave the money that was win.
Then now you're playing with their money, not your money.
Makes sense.
And you may have to file taxes. but it's really like kind of you're washing it, really, if you don't cash anything else out.
Yeah.
Because you're just cashing your original investment out.
There's not really any gain on there.
There's no gain on there.
Yeah.
So then you cash out 1,000. You have half of the shares, half of the whatever coins.
Right. So when you cash out, like we're gonna use Bitcoin, for instance. So you cash out, you're cashing out to fiat. So you're cashing out to dollar.
Mm-hmm.
So Coinbase allows you to cash out to USD. Once you cash out to USD, it'll be transferred to your bank account within 3 days. I think sometimes it's right away. Sometimes it's instant. But I think the max is like 3 days or something like that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like if you have like 10 Bitcoin, let's say it's at $10,000. You had 10 Bitcoin at 100,000. You bought it when it was 5 cents for 10 Bitcoin or whatever. Like trying to think of the math real quick. Yeah, it's worth 100,000 now, and you sold it. You sold what you said?
Put in.
Whatever you put in, right? You sold half of it. You're gonna have
Less Bitcoins.
Yeah, you're gonna have less Bitcoin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but each of them are worth more now. You know, like you said, now it's like if you're looking at like dollars, if you look at the coins, it might be more confusing. But like if you look at dollars, like what you put in, what it's worth now, just take out what you put in. Because now it's like you're playing on the ganancia. You know?
It makes sense that way.
See, for me, like I said, right? Imagine that guy that $100,000 in that made $100,000. He didn't make anything. Made $100,000 in Dogecoin, right? He bought it under a penny. Went to $100,000 on the night that Elon Musk came out, right?
Yes.
And I told him, "Hey, man, sell." He's like, "No, it's going to $1."
But he was saying he was going to go to $1.
The conviction this guy had.
And Elon Musk was saying he was going to go to $1.
Well, you can't believe anything.
I know, but he was saying it. I
right?
believe him too. I wait.
I don't believe anybody these days, but we'll stick to this. So he could have took profit. He didn't have to take it all, right?
Just
he could have took some money off the table and been like, cool. He's still up, right? I think it's sitting at what, 8 cents right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
So if it's sitting at 8 cents, he's still up on his money.
Yeah.
Right. So if you bought it for a penny, let's say he bought it for a penny, he's still up 7x. He's up. But he's feeling bad.
Yeah.
When I mean he's feeling bad, he looked at me like a week later and he was like, "Man, I should have listened to you, man." And I'm like, "Look, dude, I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your money because that's your money. You want to, it's going to the moon."
Yeah,
every project
everybody's
is
saying
going
go to the moon, yeah.
right?
Yes, that
So,
one, it showed the little shot and everything.
My
going
thing
up
is
to the
this.
moon.
Look, man, when you're up big, start to take profits. I think after time you start learning, you can't just leave your money there, right? Look at what happened to Luna, right?
Yeah.
In UST, a lot of people I feel bad for a lot of people. I had money in it. A lot of people got burned, right? Imagine people that had their life savings in UST because it's supposed to be a stable coin. It's supposed to be dollar for dollar, right? But it's not backed by a dollar. I think it's algorithmic stable coin.
Yeah.
Right? That means it's backed by other cryptos and stuff like that. So,
And it fluctates depending on their sales and stuff.
Yeah,
and
they have to burn Luna for UST, something like that. So
yeah, I got in a weird like loop, and that's why I went.
So somebody figured out the game.
Yeah.
And put it to the test, and they won. And they won big.
Yeah. That story with Luna is so crazy.
Yeah. And the 2.0, imagine people are actually still want to invest in this cryptocurrency. Look, this is not the first time I heard that the creator was involved in some kind of stablecoin fiasco.
Yeah.
So I would think twice personally. I think twice about investing in another project that this guy comes out with. But I guess people like him, you know? They're giving him his money and he's making their money disappear. I don't know why you would like this guy, but okay, whatever.
My goodness. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah,
hey, Ma, you have any more questions?
No, I think that's it. The people that asked me, those the same questions. How much you want, how much you can start with.
Pretty simple stuff.
When can you get the money out? Same thing that I was just thinking. If you get half of your money, so you have half of your
So yeah,
shares,
you get
whatever.
you can start on Coinbase because it's easy. I recommend it because it's easy. If you don't know nothing, and here's what I say, you know what? A lot of people tell me at work, they're like, I'm not investing in cryptocurrency. I don't know nothing about cryptocurrency. What do you know about stocks? What we have to invest in, like 401k, whatever it is that we're investing in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same answer.
Mm.
I know nothing,
You don't know.
but they're
You gotta-
invested in it.
Yeah.
And big people like people are investing.
Most
on it.
people, they're buying the stocks and they're not going to those
Somebody's
investor
trading for
meetings.
them,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. They don't go to the investor meetings when they have them every quarter.
Yeah.
They're not. They're just like, oh, okay. They said to buy Disney.
The
I'm gonna do it.
company's right doing the investing for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool because it makes it easy, but at the same
The
time,
camera went away.
Oh, dang.
at the same
Maybe how long we have it?
Since it went out twice, about an hour.
Oh, okay.
yeah. Okay, so since what were we talking about? Jesus
We don't know
Christ.
anything about stocks either.
Oh yeah, we don't know we don't know anything about that. That's what kills me, right? Yeah, oh man, it's a scam. Well, if you think about it, everything's a scam, right? But they're just saying like everything is backed by something besides cryptocurrency, right? Cryptocurrency is just a technology. It's a software.
Yeah.
Just consider it a software because at the end of the day, it's for a computer. It's software. So, you know, there's no hardware. I think there might be one project or two that sell hardware in the space, but it's very few. Everything is, to me, is like software. So I don't understand software, right? I'm not an expert here, and that's why I say do your own research, right?
Yeah.
Do your own research, learn, because I think it's beneficial. Because I believe that we're early in cryptocurrency, so right now that's why you're seeing so much volatility, right? Up, down. People can't take it.
Yeah.
You can, right? You just gotta have conviction.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta believe what you're investing in is gonna be around, right? I believe it's probably gonna be the next sector of the financial system itself. So whether it's a part of the S&P or something else, the Nasdaq, I don't know, but I believe it's gonna be around. And once what is that? What's that? The new computers that are coming out.
I'm not sure.
They're like supposed to be faster than today's computers.
I don't know about that. I don't know about the
God,
computer.
I can't remember. Right now, I'm getting like a brain.
Are they
freeze.
getting like coins for that? Like
No. It's
No, that's a different thing.
it's
no, I was saying because they do coins for everything.
no.
Okay.
It's quantum computing.
Oh, yeah.
Quantum. That's what it is. You know, I don't see. They're like,
I've
oh,
heard
once
very little,
quantum
but yeah.
computing comes out, you know, it'll be able to crack Bitcoin's code, and there goes crypto, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I the only thing I can say is I don't know because we don't have it yet, right?
If it happened, you're gonna be losing everything
I
too.
mean, could it be that now they can switch Bitcoin to work in the quantum space? Who knows? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think digital cryptocurrency itself, the blockchain, what's behind the technology behind the blockchain, I believe is gonna run the world for the next 50 years. So I mean, that's just my belief, right? Everybody
Yeah.
could be like it's a scam. Well, everything's
Yes,
a scam.
follow your heart.
At the end of the day, you're like everything's a scam then, right? You're trying to
Yes.
sell your bags to somebody else who thinks your bags are worth more, and that person's trying to do the same thing. What makes me mad is that people act like they're not trying to make money.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
That's
about
what it
making
is.
money.
That's all it
I
is.
don't-
Everybody.
I'm going to tell you one thing. I don't fall in love with anything when it comes to making money.
What do you mean?
Like people, they're like, oh, you know, the technology is this, it's that. Look, man, I don't work in a space. I'm not building in a space. I wish I was. I wish I was smart enough to be a developer and stuff, but yeah, it's beyond me. I'm too old for this stuff now. But at the same time, you know what? Look, I would like financial freedom
Yeah.
at the end of the day, and I think a lot
That's
of
how
people
we're
do.
all looking for it.
right?
Yes.
Everybody does. Nobody wants to be a slave to a job, right? Because that's the new slavery, right? If you're tied
Yes.
to a job, your insurance is tied to a job, and you lose your job. Now you lose your health care. I mean, is that Does that seem kind of fair?
Like no
You
freedom,
pay
yes.
you pay like 37% of your paycheck in taxes, and you get no real benefits. At the end of the day, I think everybody should at least be able to go to the hospital for free,
Yeah.
Yes.
right? People say, "Oh, how are we gonna pay for that?
And college will be free.
How are you gonna pay for this stuff?" But it's like we are paying for it, man. That's what
Yes.
taxes are for.
And the thing too is that one of the, I feel like I'm pretty conservative in a lot of my
Ideas.
my ideas, but that's one where I'm just like I think the same thing. Where I'm like, we like what was it that we just did? We sent like $40 billion to Ukraine.
Yeah, to
And
blow
I'm-
stuff up. Hey,
to
we're
blow
good at
stuff
blowing stuff up.
Oh, yes,
though.
we
Yeah,
are.
they're like,
And
oh,
spending money
we'll
on
send you
that.
tanks. And I'm
Hey,
like,
but
hey,
we
there's
haven't-
people dying here.
We haven't won a war, I believe, since like World War II. We didn't
Oh.
win. Did we win in Afghanistan? I wasn't aware of
No.
that, right? Did we really win in Iraq?
But we always
No.
in everybody's business.
People were still getting blown up.
We
Yeah.
always in everybody's business. Like
America
the United
likes
States,
to
and
be-
everybody's
I
business.
think we need to take care of the people here in the
Or-
United
or-
States.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We,
You go to worst state we went to, there's a lot of poor people.
Mississippi.
I say like,
Mississippi. There's a lot of people need
I
help.
say like
Sad.
even here in Georgia, there's
Yes,
a lot
Georgia
of poor
too.
people. It's a sad situation, you know. But people think that politicians are here to make your life better. They're not.
They're not.
They're here to make their lives better,
Yeah.
not your life. So I'm not a Republican or Democrat. I don't believe in that stuff, right? Because I believe the system has been destroyed by these people, right? Just because they believe in their pockets, not in the people's pockets,
Mhm.
right? So there's a lot of stuff, you know, that I could say
Yes.
about that, but I don't want to get too.
We
too
don't want to get
carried
in
away
trouble.
with it.
We don't want
Yeah.
to get in trouble. We get in trouble
Yeah,
every time
'cause,
we do a
I mean, we don't
podcast.
Yeah.
we don't want to say we support this or that. It's just the truth, you know. We
Yeah.
want
The
we
reality
want,
of things.
We want freedom, but real freedom, right?
Yeah.
They act like freedom is like, hey, you can go to the store. That's freedom, right?
Oh, yeah.
How free are you if you need a job? You ain't that free.
Yeah.
Guarantee you. They say, oh,
And if you're working like 60 hours a week, you
you
know.
want, you want
Yes.
freedom, quit your job. Okay. You quit your job, then what?
Then
Mhm.
what? Yes.
Right?
Government assistance.
People say stupid
Government
things all the
assistance.
time, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yes.
you know, I'm not going to say that the government's bad, right? Because they may not do the right things, right? They may.
But they're doing better than other countries,
Yeah,
that's
they-
for sure.
I don't know about that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wouldn't say that, right? But I would say that there are people that benefit from the misery, right? Like if
Oh,
they're
yes.
struggling and stuff like that, they may get support that they need. And that's a great thing, right? But at the same time, you know, I don't think there's a big enough support system for people. Mental health care is one of the biggest things that I think about, right?
Yes.
And you
All
got
these
people.
shootings.
Yeah, you got. We're not gonna mention what's going on, but there's a lot of shootings. There's
Mhm.
the unnecessary stuff happening that probably needs to be dealt with healthcare wise, right? Mentally,
Mhm.
we need to get right. We financially is a good step for people, right? Because if you're not worried every day about what you're gonna eat, you know, when you're gonna go to the store, you know, I gotta put food on the table. If you're not worried about that, that means you're pretty much financially well off, right?
And you're mentally
You're
in a
good.
better
And
place.
mentally, usually you're in a better place. Yeah,
Yeah.
agree.
I
So
agree too.
before we sign off, just wanted to say, well, first of all, thank you for taking this time and giving us a little bit of your understanding, what you have done, the stories of other people that you've invested with, and things like that. What are some, like my mom was saying, do you have some sort of social media, or do you recommend certain people that maybe
then
they
you can look for it and
they
put it
can
on
research, or do you want to just open them up to like maybe topics that they can look into?
Yeah, like
Find
what
their own
inspired
people.
you? How did you get
Yeah.
your
Like what should the people read? Can you tell them to research what like either
What
what
will you look
topics
for?
or what people can they look to for that?
Well, we'll leave some information in the description of the video, right? Like
Okay.
Mhm.
maybe people that you should follow, that you see what their videos about and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There I got a lot of people that I look at, right? I don't necessarily invest in what they say, but I listen to what they say, right?
Yeah.
Like I'll name one guy because I think the guy, he develops. He's a developer in the space,
Mhm.
and he's already made his own cryptocurrency, right? His name is Elio Trade.
Elio Trade.
Elio Trades, right? Elio Trades. We'll leave it in the description.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got great content. He's more now. It seems like he's more into gaming, NFTs, but I think he's always given good content.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of coins that he calls, they do very well,
Mm-hmm.
right? But at the same time, like I said, when coins are mentioned by influencers, you get the
They go
pump.
up.
They already bought in.
Yeah,
Don't-
beforehand.
I don't believe nobody that hasn't bought in, right? And then they're pumping coins, and they could pump them to the moon.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you invest? It's a good learning tool because the guy talks about a project, and he may talk about what's involved in the project,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or what they're trying to build, right? Another guy's Chico Crypto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think those two guys are that is good to start with.
To start with.
Yeah.
Do you have any
All right.
Spanish ones?
I don't know any Spanish ones.
Oh, okay. So we have to
Unfortunately,
maybe
I
look
speak
for
English, and I'm
something.
not good at Spanish, nor am I good at reading Spanish.
I
I
would
can
know
barely
that.
speak it, you know. But
And you
Barely.
would think Chico
Barely.
you would think Chico Crypto might speak Spanish.
I know. That's what I was
well,
thinking.
maybe that's his name because he's from Chico, California.
Ah, okay.
It
Right.
makes
I get
sense.
you.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know. But he does great content. He's a very good researcher, and he talks a lot about projects.
Okay.
So I don't tell you this to invest in anything they talk about, but I tell you this because they share good information.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what people just have so many questions.
And then
Maybe
as
they
far
can
as,
just feel
as far
somebody.
as charts go, there's Benjamin Cowan, I think his name is, or Crown, or I think it's Cowan or something
Mhm.
like that. We'll leave that in the
Yeah,
description.
it'll be at the top of the
But there's
description.
a few guys that do charting. If you're into like looking at charts and stuff or trying to understand it, maybe guys like that is good to learn from, right? Because you got to figure out the best way you understand information, right? Like we were talking the other day, right? Well, I'm a visual guy,
Yeah.
and you're like, I'm a book guy.
Yeah.
See, I mean, people read a book and they could put something together, right? Like me, I could watch a video and put something together. So everybody has their own learning curve.
Their own way
Mhm.
to do things.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we could always chat.
Yeah, and if people have questions, they can just
You got
maybe
questions, you
we'll
know?
put the question. We'll call you,
Definitely.
or we can just let you know what questions people have, so you can answer
But we
them.
won't do any like private calls and stuff. Or I don't like to give too much information out
Yeah.
just because the space is dangerous. Right? There's a lot of hackers, scammers
Oh,
out there.
yes.
You don't want to give too much information.
Mm-hmm.
So about your personal information. So
Mm-hmm.
I kind of do not give too much personal information out, but definitely if you
Like,
got
yes.
questions, leave them in the description of the video. I mean, not in the
In
description,
the comments.
but in the comment section.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll make sure
Yeah,
that
we'll try to
ask
get back to you,
ask
right?
you. Yeah,
If
gonna
we're
ask
able
you.
to maybe do a Zoom.
Yeah, maybe like a
Yeah.
couple weeks or a month after this comes out.
Yeah, let's see
we
what
could
the
do
questions
something.
people have, because I just
Yeah.
don't remember anything
Because
else.
I know there's a lot of people that ask, and at work I try to like do a little. Here's one thing. I'll tell you one thing. It's funny, right? People are like, I want to learn all this stuff, and I'm like, look, man, I'm not a smart guy. Like, I'm not some kind of genius or anything. I learned a little bit of stuff. I didn't, right? I'm not a school guy. I'm not a book guy. I learn whatever I can. But if you're not willing to learn a little bit, then maybe it's not for you.
Mhm.
Yeah, you have to
Right.
put some.
So people are like, oh, I want to invest what you invest in. Do your own research, right?
Mhm.
I mean, I could leave a portfolio, something. This is what I do, right? I'm not giving you financial advice, but this is what I'm gonna invest in. And just like I said, you wanna. I'm trying to just share information, especially with the newer people. So if I understand you guys, have different people that you guys talk to, and
Yes.
for sure if they need any help, or I can answer a question, or we can do another chat, and answer the questions. We
Yeah.
can do that too. I mean, I'm down.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah, maybe one day you can do a video. How do you open one, and how do you
Yeah.
start one?
I
Maybe.
think I could I think I know enough about that. I could probably do that if people really want that,
Yeah, because
Like,
they
Well, I would
always
say this.
ask.
You don't even have to do that really, because there is a video for everything.
On YouTube.
Yes.
There are beginner videos for Coinbase, right? You could YouTube it. I mean, they're good ones, right? You may have to watch maybe 2-3 different ones to see which one you're more comfortable with.
Yeah.
But hey, you want to open? How do you use Coinbase? Right? Type it in. I guarantee you'll learn how to use Coinbase in 2-3 videos.
Mm-hmm.
It's that easy. It's not hard.
Okay, you have
Very-
$1,000. Where do you put him now? Like today, you have $1,000. Where are you gonna put him?
What did I say
You
earlier?
said
What am I doing right now?
right now holding. Yeah. Not really doing anything.
So because
Everything's like this.
so even if you have 1,000, you're just gonna hold. You can still gonna wait.
I'm gonna wait because I
what?
believe there's another leg down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait a while, right? I maybe start investing maybe when Bitcoin hits what you feel is the lowest. Maybe it's 24,000.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's 20,000. That was the low of the last cycle.
Okay.
20. Bitcoin has never done that. And then I tell people, well, Bitcoin has never done that, but it's also never done 9 weeks straight in a row down,
Yeah.
which it has done.
It hasn't.
So
Okay.
it's been doing, yeah.
So
But as today, you have $1,000. You won't do nothing to it.
I personally, I'm not doing.
Even
I
if
have
you're new.
$1,000 on the side, right?
Even if you're new, like this, you have 1,000. You want to start today.
No, I'm not. I'm not
That's
moving.
a good. There's not a good time today.
Not for me, it is,
Okay.
right? And like that's why I say, let's say you bought Bitcoin now. You're not losing money. If it goes back to its all-time high, or
If you
goes
don't
to
sell,
150,000, right? If you could afford one Bitcoin, I say maybe that should be your goal. One Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I think Bitcoin 10 years from now is probably, I don't know, $2, $3, $4, $500,000, maybe. I don't
So
know.
then you're gonna regret
The-
nothing.
you know what the real problem is? I think I told you the other day too about gold.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, I feel that the price of gold right now should be between $5,000 and $10,000 an ounce.
And how
Right?
much is it?
And I believe that it's hardly suppressed, right, by the banks. So I think it's less than 2,000 an ounce right now.
Oh,
So I don't know. Is gold a safe haven? I mean, if you invested in gold 20, 30 years ago, you made money,
Mm-hmm.
right? You made money, you 700% probably. But if you invest in gold today, you may make money over time.
Mm-hmm.
And it is probably safer than other assets. So I just feel that once cryptocurrency like Bitcoin and stuff gets to that point, it can be manipulated.
Yeah.
Like everything else, right? It's
Mhm.
manipulated now.
yes.
Right? The big whales, they got hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin. They can move the price up or down,
Whatever they want, yeah.
whatever they want, right? So a lot of people say, "Oh, it's going to bring financial freedom and it's going to do this and that," right? But at the end of the day, the richest people in the world, it doesn't take them much to invest and be super rich.
Oh, for
in-
them, 1 million is like for us. The
It's like
$10,
$1,
$10
right? It's a
that we
dollar.
were talking
For
about.
$1 million for them is like $1.
Yeah,
for
like
them.
I can do it.
Million
I
for us
can
is
raise.
impossible, So it's like
Oh no.
so if they're way ahead of the game. So the thing is, I think you got to do what whales do, right? You swim with them,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't say to get into all the cryptos that they invest in, but maybe the best cryptos they invest in, right? Just want to try to sell before they sell,
Mm-hmm.
and that's might not be good advice either, right?
Yeah.
So
But it might be.
Not financial advice.
right. So that's the thing. I mean, there's a lot of things to think about when you're playing with your money.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Can I afford to do this? If you say yes, then you just want to figure out what you want to invest in, right?
So just put money that you don't have to pay your rent or food with it.
Yeah, the
extra
most
money
important,
that
right?
you just
Right. I mean, that's gambling money at the end of the day.
Yes,
Right.
because you might never get it
Look
back.
at stocks. Right now, right? Stocks is down like, I think 18.
Yeah, I was gonna say
18%.
but,
S&P 's
what I
down.
have. What I have is
Look
about
up the
down.
S&P. S&P 500.
What I have is about 20% down. Yeah.
Yeah, so it depends on because they're different markets,
Am I,
right?
It's gonna be here. Or where am I
Search-
gonna find that?
no,
search
just
V-
search under Google.
Kiwi.
Yeah. We're gonna take a quick look at this.
S&P's 4,176.
Okay, so look up 1 year.
Which one was it?
Year to date.
A few moments later.
It's down 13%.
Okay, so what I did was I waited till it went down 20%, and I put 15% back in the market.
Mm-hmm.
But I said I'm not putting in unless it hits 20% down. It did.
Mm-hmm.
So when it went down 20%, I put in 15% back into the market. I missed that V recovery. I missed, but I sold at the top right before the V, right before it fell apart and it went all the way down. Right.
Yeah.
So now I just waited for it to drop again because I had got out. I waited for it to drop 20% and I'm back in. And I said, it could drop more. If it drops more, I'll wait till it does 25, 30%. And then I'm going back in more. Because I don't think the market goes down forever, right? Nothing goes up forever. Nothing goes down forever. Unless we're talking about some mass destruction happening.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's a lot. So, like we said, if you guys have more questions or more things, leave them in the comments. I feel like we're kind of just like saying the same things a couple of times, like with my mom's questions. But if you guys have more questions or I want more details out of something, please let us know. And like Rafa said, he'd be down to go like on a Zoom or something we could call again. And yeah, again, thank you, Rafa. Appreciate it.
No problem. When you guys are ready, if you guys have any questions, whatever, we'll do a Zoom and we'll go over them.
All right.
And to make sure everybody understands, like if there's any question, if I can't answer them, like I said, I'm not a professional, right? And I'm not a financial advisor. I mean, there's going to be stuff that I may not be able to answer, but a lot of stuff, if it's crypto related, I think I can.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you, everybody. This has been the Lama Podcast, number one podcast in the world, named the Lama Podcast. We appreciate it. You guys listening, make sure to listen, subscribe, share everywhere, and stay tuned for the next one coming out. I know this one's coming out kind of late. This one's probably going to come out like in 3 weeks, but this is coming out pretty late. But leave your comments. We're going to get to it soon, right? A lot later, but it's fine. Leave your comments. We'll get it to them. Thank you again. Listening, subscribing. Peace.